It is raining. It's kind of lighting it up a bit. But so in this video, I'm going to be talking about specifically what I'm going to put into the email to HR or for one of the jobs. Kind of how things how I should approach videos with this channel, and maybe a couple other things, but it should be short. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and in this series I make short videos in the morning as I walk and talk through the thoughts I'm having as I try to put my life back together again. Okay, so the first thing is, hold on, I think we can do that. Yeah, it's less echo that way. So yesterday, or for context, 2 days ago, I got an offer for a job. It was at some level, but then when they found out that I was based in Canada, the updated offer amount was 79% of what that was, even though that the entire job is fully remote and whatever. This is frustrating because the hiring manager said after the interview, going like, "You're my top candidate," which never happens. And so it's an example of where policy is just being enforced blindly, and that's not the point of it. Like, that's just, you're taking a candidate, like, you're just getting in the way. And so initially I applied being like, hey, surely there's some sort of mistake, I'm kind of confused. Then they doubled down on it, so it's like whatever. But so what's frustrating is because I'm not even consider what that second sort of offer, and it's outside of the range. But also I feel bad because like I have another job that I could get that should be getting back Monday to Wednesday of early next week, that confirmed 2 days ago that they were going to send that. And so there's nothing new. It's not even just me complaining, going like, "Oh, HR sucks, I want more money." It's going like, no. Your hiring process actively has taken me considering this job opportunity off the table, when in the morning I was considering it and literally nothing changing but my skills. But so briefly, I can just work out loud what I want the email to say. It's because I'm going to address it to the hiring manager. I'll put HR and CC, but I'm not talking to HR because that, like, it's like right now I'm trying to get a decision out of someone who doesn't have decision-making power. Anyways, but so it needs to be of a, like, starting off going like, hey, person, hiring manager, I either was or am like really excited to join the team, and another double down, like I think that like it's an exciting opportunity within the company to be at a sort of startup phase within an established brand and kind of contribute to that, and then transition. However, I still am. It's still not clear why I'm being offered 79% of what the band was. Like, as discussed, everything up until this point showed that it was going to be this, but it isn't. And so, and the kind of going like this out of principle, I can't accept something. Like I'm not even considering that, even on the table. And then ending it, because there still needs to be an open to the table, but we need to kind of close it. But it gives them an opportunity to come back with something, because today's the day that they said that I have to decide why or whatever. But then what it could be is like, then a flip to kind of going, what? Like, just like the final thing, like, what? Who's making the decision here? Like, is it your team that you're building and you're making the final call, or is the HR policy? Because I'm not even saying the HR rep person. It's just the stupid fucking policy of like, which one is determining it? Because, and then whatever it is, because if it's the HR policy, I wouldn't have tried to get as excited about this. Like, I wouldn't have let myself. Because, and then also it's just funny because it's like, if they had have advertised for me right from the beginning what they are ending up offering in the end, I would not have entertained I would not have applied or gone through it. Like, so it's not even, it's like, it's going, well, this is what we paid people in Canada, or we're supposed to toast in order to attract them. And I was going, okay, cool. You wouldn't have attracted me. And it's like, I want to be saying things like, I believe compensation should be based on the candidate, not just policy, but there's like a bunch of one-liners I want to say that feel good and like, yeah, I told them. But doesn't necessarily help. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to win, but I know winning this conversation doesn't actually win, you know? So I need to keep that in mind. And the other thing is, now I have about 30 days uploaded. Okay, now I'm just transitioning to something different. But about 30 days have been uploaded of these types of videos. Right now I've just finished moving, and I wish I kind of recorded a bit more there, but I didn't at the same time. There wasn't really much, but maybe a bit better updates would be good on that. The AI on the YouTube studio says that this type of series is kind of like the bread of what makes YouTube what people come to, and they like that sort of daily check-ins and things. And so just what the videos are missing right now are kind of a broader mass appeal or a wider appeal to get someone hooked, but then they stay for the story. So like my thinking that I have been having up until this point has been solid and on the money. But so that's a thing that I'm thinking is, the video that's done the best has been the first one, obviously, because there are more stakes. But I think that what can work in my favor is being more specific with the demographic that I'm pulling. Because looking at the little bit of stats I have right now, the people who have watched these videos are in the age bracket, like it's like 40% female, 60% male, between the ages of 25 and 34. It's like, okay, so if that's who I'm talking to, that's you. Then I should lean into that. And so in the description, or like somewhere, like maybe the point of this series, rather than, because the other thing too is I'm kind of losing people in terms of they're not staying, though it depends. Some of the videos, the view count is like between like 2 and 5, but the viewer retention is really high. Other ones, especially like that first one, the hook, like the viewer retention, what do you mean? The viewer, look at the fucking lake. Can you see this? I can kind of see a glare. The viewer retention is not great past the first minute, which means that I'm missing them with the hook, which means that the first 5 seconds need to be worked on, which means that the good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and in this series I make short videos in the morning as I document my thoughts, as I walk and talk, as I try to put my life back together again. I mean, it's better than zero, but that needs to be snappier. And so I'm thinking, that can come, that's like the secondary hook. Like the first hook was what I tried doing today, and I don't know if someone who's watched this more than once noticed, but like something that is directly confirming the thumbnail and title of what I'm going to be talking about in a way that has emotional stakes. And then the series is more centered around like what it is, which is rebuilding my life in public, which is kind of the sort of things at 28. And having that specific age demographic marker is good, because that was the YouTube Studio AI was going like there's a consistent or a widespread, I don't know what it is, but it's sort of quarter life crisis thing that people experience. I kind of like don't like labeling life situations, because it's like, oh my god, I'm having a quarter life crisis. It's like it's like, yeah, but I have a camera, so my life can't be that bad. But abstracting that personal element, we party, whatever, is that if it is a more broader, relatable experience, in terms of people, I mean, I saw this other person today, she was doing stuff with a camera or whatever, I forget her name, fuck. Anyways, part of her story was she said, I lost my job because I was like just like kind of like the job cuts out of nowhere after putting a lot of work in. I'm assuming AI had something to do with it, But then, so she was thinking of pouring more into YouTube. The point being is that the experience I'm going through is not experienced just by me. Because of that, me sharing insight into how I'm experiencing that will be relatable to someone else. And the more specific I can get with the avatar that this product of video is for, the stronger and the wider, not so stronger or wider, not the wider the reach, but the stronger the reach that it will be. Like, and that's like the whole advertising thing. Like, if you have an ad being like, hey, here's this thing, it's amazing for everybody, you want it, buy now. It's very different than like, hey, this thing is amazing for 5'9" male gymnastic oil painter just with 5 toes on their hands who recently took up archery as a sport by this thing. Like that, it's like, okay, it's silly, but the point I'm making is that because it's so specific, when you're like, oh, the advertisement is like, hey, this is a great thing for everybody, it's like, okay, cool, I'll consider that. But if it calls you out directly, it's like, okay, well, this thing's made for me. So then that's where it's like, it's not just generic guy rebuilding life, but like specifically at this point in time. And also interesting seeing that the YouTube AI thing said that YouTube is a long game. So in 5 years, there will be someone who is turning 28 or whatever, and then that will be useful or something. So what are the pull from that? Pull from that is I didn't send the email to the reply yesterday because it was kind of like I'm putting, so I think, is this worth the energy? No, that's what it was. Is the energy and things I want to send back are way harsher and more aggressive and combative. And that doesn't help me in my situation. Like, that's not the right move. So then we can't do that. But now that it's the next day, we need to remember that the thing we're trying to send is less negotiate and fight with HR, and it's more tell the hiring manager, hey, I was excited to join the team, and like stay on good terms with them because they seem to like me, because she said it audibly to me immediately after the interview was over. So any sort of animosity I'm feeling is frustration with bureaucratic retardedness getting in the way of solving the problem. Which is really the frustration. I hate arguing with a policy or an SOP Nazi. Not that they're a Nazi, but like just someone who's... Anyways, let's move on. Then the other thing is I can see... Well, just is... I'm glad that I turned off or stopped doing the AI business pursuit. Because I can't do too many things at once. And I can see if I actually apply myself and try getting better at these, they can improve over time. And that's the whole fucking point of this. but more importantly, like there's one, it's like, if there's a video at 30 days posted, I can say there's a strong hook or something going like the 7 lessons I learned from posting 30 videos on YouTube. And then I'll show my stats for it, which aren't particularly impressive, but that's not the point, because sometimes I get a little frustrated with watching other people's videos make stuff, and it's going like, look at how I've made like 200 million views, and then it's like, okay, well, those aren't the things I'm getting, so I can't even begin to compare. Like I'm trying to, so then that's kind of the angle that I'm trying to, I'm talking too quick. That's the angle that I think would be potentially appealing and in line with what I'm doing. Like, it's like, let's stick to the principle and philosophies of marketing rules where you state the facts and tell the truth. And if the facts suck, you don't make up facts. Like, you just tell them what happened, and then it will be more appealing. It will be more appealing and easier to defend, because then like no one can challenge me and saying like, you know, you're lying. It's like, no, I'm not. And I know. And if the facts that I have to say suck, well, then the problem to solve isn't lie your way through. It's to do what is required in order to make the facts you can state more impressive and interesting. That's just difficult. It is what it is, but so is life. Speaking of life, I appreciate you. I see you. I appreciate you sticking to the end and watching all of this. And I know you know this already, but I'll say it again, is that desire is what drives you forward. The pain you're going through is necessary. That is why you need to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. Lean in, aim up, and move forward. Yes, you can. Yes, you will.